All right, now it's time for Justin's favorite part of the show.
Serving questions up on a silver platter where the points are made up and the rules don't matter. Time for Stump Daniel. I've invented a new game for Stump Daniel, which is brought to you by the Law Office of Jeffrey A. Damasiewicz. Daniel, have you ever watched Around the Horn on ESPN?
Yes.
So
Been
usually
a long time.
There's a host and then there's 4 panelists, and they all kind of take turns. It's like named after the Around the Horn baseball throw where they throw the ball all across the infield.
Yes.
Well, there's only one of you, and I want to do a game that's similar to that, but there's only one of you. So I'm thinking of like what kind of game would be played in baseball with just one person. So I'm going to call this segment Soft Toss. I'm going to play it just like Around the Horn, but you're the only one.
2 people still?
No, because
Justin.
You have like it's still
right.
a host. And
Okay,
so you get a host and then you get the one person. So I'm soft tossing you baseballs here. Okay,
You're just serving them up on a silver platter.
yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
And this will be a perfect example of how the points are made up and the rules don't matter. Because all I'm gonna do is make sound effects and mark when you make a good point, you get a point. When you make a bad point, you lose a point.
Oh no.
And when you make a good point, I'll do something like bing. And then when you make a bad point, I'll be like wah wah or something like that.
I don't like where this is going at all.
And then we'll see what your score is at the end. You're only competing against yourself. So, could you get 10 points? There's 4 topics. I want to give you I'm not going to time you, but let's say roughly try to go into 20 to 30 seconds. Make all the best points you possibly can on these topics, okay? Ooh,
yeah, like Andrew, don't help him.
I like it.
Come on.
Okay, Daniel, you ready for your first soft toss topic?
Yes.
Do you have a legal situation and need someone on your side? Let the Law Office of Jeffrey A. Damasiewicz be your advocate. If you've been the victim of medical malpractice, suffered a personal injury, or need representation with real estate law, small business law, or estate planning, let Jeff Damasiewicz put his 29 years of experience to work for you. Call Jeff Damasiewicz today at 360-612-3991 or visit damasiewiczlaw.com. That's DAMASIEWICZLAW.com. New York Mets outfielder Tim Tebow announced his retirement from baseball on Wednesday. Daniel, is Tebow's retirement significant and why?
It's not significant. And the reason why it's not significant is because he never even made it to the pros. He never made it to the show. How can you possibly have a significant retirement for somebody who didn't get to the top of the game, to the highest level? It doesn't matter.
Okay, you got a couple of points.
Got a couple beans.
No wah-wahs on that one. All right. Ready for your next topic?
Okay.
I feel like you should be able to get more opinions in it. Like you could get 5, 6, 7 points if you make more points about these topics.
Yeah,
okay?
like the show.
So you got 2 positives and no negatives on that one,
Yep.
but it still wasn't very good.
Oh gosh.
All right. Next topic. Which NFL starting quarterback should be happier about his new landing spot? Matthew Stafford with the Los Angeles Rams or Carson Wentz with the Indianapolis Colts?
It's absolutely Matthew Stafford. He goes to a team that won a playoff game this last year. He's got an excellent defense that can shut down pretty much everybody else in that division. And he's got some great receivers to throw to as well. Okay. Anyway, he's also got a coach that loves to work with quarterbacks, and he's looked at as one of the freshest minds. All of that doesn't even begin to express that you're playing in a brand new giant mega billion stadium and you're living in weather where it's sunny and 70 every day. I hate this. Is not fun.
I don't know if you can see my face, Daniel, but this is the most fun I've ever had on Stump Daniel.
I can't see your face.
I'm laughing so hard I'm turning red. Okay, next topic. Major League Rugby's Seattle Seawolves recruited free agent defensive lineman J.J. Watt on Twitter. Daniel, does Watt have what it takes to be a rugby star, and what does it take to be a rugby star?
I think he does have what it takes to be a rugby star. A lot of that is hard work and conditioning. I think that even though he is so huge, he's the type of worker that would be able to get himself into rugby shape, which is different than football shape, because in football, you go for 5 seconds and then you get a break. In rugby, you're running constantly and working constantly, much like in soccer. So I think that he's the type of player. I got a down point just for saying that.
Oh, 2 of them.
He is absolutely the type of athlete, mentally and physically, that could be an excellent rugby player. I think I'd want him at either probably 8-man or maybe, I don't know, Andrew, you might have to help me out. But would it be a lock? Or?
Yeah, I was thinking something like a lock or an 8-man, but
It'd
it would
be a
depend
fun
on. I don't know.
8-man.
I don't know how good he'd be at carrying a ball.
That's
like
true.
if he can carry a ball, 8-man.
Bing.
Yeah, give
Why am
Andrew
I
a
getting
point
But
there.
also, wah wah for asking for help. Okay, last topic, and then after this, I'll reveal your score. Duke freshman Jalen Johnson opted to skip the rest of the basketball season to prepare for the NBA draft. Daniel, is it fair to call Johnson a quitter?
Is it fair to call Johnson a quitter? That's not where I thought that question was going.
You finally stumped him.
You're losing a lot of points by not answering.
I do think it's fair to call him a quitter. He's leaving his team in the middle of the season, and the reason why he's doing it is to so-called prepare for the NBA draft. How are you preparing by not playing games against top-level competition? That's what scouts want to see, is they want to see people playing against people. They don't want to see somebody just shooting hoops in their gym like, oh, I'm really preparing for the NBA draft here. I have no idea why I'm getting down points here, because this is absolutely stupid. Are you just saying that the ACC is that garbage that if he was playing, he would actually be getting worse by playing against teams like the North Carolina Tar Heels, who aren't even in the top 25, along with the rest of the Blue Bloods this year? This is the worst.
I just assumed you wanted a wah-wah there.
Thank you. I liked it.
Yeah.
Daniel, your first edition of Soft Toss is officially over. You finished with a score of -2. I think you were up 4 going into that last question. But on top of the fact that you took forever to answer,
I only have myself as -1, so I think I was trying to keep track of all those too.
well, you failed at that too.
That the points are made up.
Nope. Yeah, I think that yes, there. The points are made up. Oh man, never more made up than that.
Agreed. That was so fun.
All the
I'm
good,
definitely doing this again.
all of the good parts of the show are coming up next.